Well, hello there and welcome to issue number 89, and this issue is all about the Virgo Rooster. As you can see on the caption prior to the video, those are all the dates you have to be in this Western and Eastern combination of your astrology. If there's any questions, any messages you want to send me regarding any dates or after this video, or any sort of anything you need to clear up, just don't hesitate, drop me a line on here or in my inbox and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, which is normally very, very quick. Okay, let's start straight away then, let's lose no time, and finding out about the Virgo Rooster as a child. Well, from very early on, you will notice a very, very well-spoken, polite child. The manners are very key with this child. You'll notice this, that they'll be very grammatically correct. They like to be ultra polite. They're very, very loving towards their parents, but they're also very independent. You'll notice this from an early age, 5, 6, 7. They're going through their junior school, their preschool, etc. And you'll notice a very together child. You know, they won't bring problems home. They behave themselves in class. Okay, the Rooster can be a little bit prone to a bit fidgety, or even a little bit losing concentration at times, because this is a very bright combination and it's just keeping them focused for long enough. But that's probably the only problem. You know, there may be a couple of words with the parents saying, oh, they seem to switch off a little, but it's only because they know what they're doing, and they may do it slightly different to others, but they know they're very analytical. They love detail, and if there's a subject they enjoy, they will research it inside out. Rest assured there. But I would imagine it's very, very unlikely you'd have any problems with this combination school-wise. As I say, very, very helpful in class as well. They like to help everybody, and indeed, it's very prevalent with this sign that by the time they've gotten into their teenage years and their college years, etc., university, that they are one of life's helpers. If they're not being involved in helping, not just necessarily the unfortunate or the underprivileged, they will just help anybody. You know, if they see it's a worthy cause, they're in there and they will help anyone. They like to be looked upon as a problem solver, and they are the ones, when you look round and you may have some real big issues going on in your personal life, they're the ones to turn to, because they're very practical, they're willing to help, they're always there, and you know, that's when they feel needed. The Virgo Rooster feels needed when, you know, it could be help to anybody. It could be, oh, you could go to them with a problem, my cousin's got this going on, blah blah blah. They might not have met them, but they think, you know, it's a call for help. They're a bit of a superhero like that. The trouble is, nobody really can get that close to them, it seems, in those early years. They don't really open up in the sense of how they feel. It seems to be their only mission is, right, I'm needed and I'm going. Getting to them personally, what really makes them tick, is a lot harder, because, as I've said, they're very independent. They don't bring problems home to their parents. They're very polite. They love their siblings. You know, they've got a strict timetable they like to stick to. So they're not really doing anything that really allows you to sort of like encroach in their personal time, in the sense of, how do I get to know these people deep down, you know? Well, the thing is, you've got to stay in that friendship zone. You really do. I know people say the friendship zone is the killer zone as far as relationships are concerned, but not with roosters, because if you stay in the friendship zone, there are times when they need to talk to somebody. It's not very often, because they're quite introvert in that sense. They won't like to show that they're hurt. They're quite a tough cookie in that sense. But when they do open up, and there are rare moments in their later teens, early 20s, they will be looking around for that person to talk to, and they're invariably the person they will pick to be their partner. You don't have to worry about them sleeping around. You don't have to worry about them talking behind your back, giving you a hard time. they will say it to your face, it'll be a private conversation, and then it will be over and done with. But sometimes the rooster is misunderstood. They seem as though they're a bit hard, they're a bit picky, too fussy. People would think, I'm frightened to get close to them because I'm frightened that I'm going to not live up to their expectations. Well, you've got to forget that. You've got to just be you, you've got to be that friend, and then, hey, you're going to get through this. The Virgo rooster is ultra picky. They're not ones to lose their virginity young, I very, very much doubt. It's probably going to be, they want to meet the one for life. That's their goal. And when those barriers are broken down, if you can hang in there long enough, you know through the way they live their life that they're not this person that's going to be at parties. Not that they don't socialise very well, they do, but not at parties, getting smashed, sleeping with anyone. You're not going to have to worry about where they are, etc. Because of their timetable, the way they run their life, you know that for them to be doing that sort of stuff, there's got to be something seriously wrong, because that's disorder, they hate disorder, they don't like mess. So that would, in their eyes, be a messy life. Also, you really have to keep your own life in order to be appealing. You know, you have to be sensitive, and that really is the issue. You have to be sensitive, even though they're a tough cookie. They appreciate sensitivity and kindness. So if you're all these things and you're hanging in there and you're saying, right, I'm going to be their friend because this could open up doors later on, you're very, very correct there. This is one where it is worth hanging on in there, because they're going to be rushing about here, there and everywhere helping people, but it's not in a sexual, there's no ulterior motive with them, and that's the wonderful thing about them. They're not driven by money, they're not driven by power, they're just driven by feeling needed and feeling good, you know, as feel as though, oh, I've fulfilled my role. Very likely to keep close contact with their family. Their parents will be everything as well, so you're going to have to take on board their parents, their aunts and uncles. There's going to be a lot of family gatherings, but if you're in there going to them, you are going to be the one. So just stay focused. And Virgo Rooster, if I can give any advice, yes, you're fussy, and yes, you're very picky, and that's wonderful, but let up sometimes on, you know, perfection is unobtainable. It just isn't, because of it's just itself is, you know, to be perfect, we're not, because we're human beings. So allow someone a little bit of leeway. If they say the wrong thing in public, if they you know, let's go on the whole picture here. Let's not pick up on these nitty fine little objects that could really destroy maybe a wonderful union, or, you know, make you shut down. I don't want you shutting down, I want you opening up. That's what this is all about. I want you opening up, I want you talking, and I want you to sort of like say, well, the stuff I need in my personal life. Virgo Roosters are very ardent lovers. You know, once you do unlock that heart, you won't go without sexually. You will feel important, you'll feel ultimately special, and as I say, it's one for life. If they do have a relationship split, it devastates them. They won't show you it, but they'll be very reluctant maybe to jump back in for a very long time. So let's look at the characters who are going to really be stuck in there, and the Virgo Rooster is really going to enjoy to, you know, the bitter end. We have to look at snakes, because snakes, they've got the sensitivity, they've got the sexuality, they look good, they know what to say in public, they're very loyal in the sense of to their family, they take on the other person's family, they love comfort. The rooster will give them comfort in the sense of they work all the hours that God sends. So they really do give each other, they fill the void. This is wonderful. So let's look for the Scorpio snake, the Capricorn snake, the Taurian snake and the Cancerian snake. They can all fulfill and really, really have a fantastic life together, and this can't be underestimated. And when they become parents, which they will love to become parents, you won't get a better good cop, bad cop scenario. Yes, your rooster will be a fuss pot. There'll be, you know, wanting their kids to do well, they'll be pushing them education, they'll be wanting them to meet the right people. But you have the snake with that sensitivity, that subtleness, that massive love, which will say, come on, calm down, cajole it, and you won't get two better parents in the Eastern astrological zodiac. They really want the same thing for their child, and they cajole them, or their children, and they cajole them, and they really do get the best out of their children. You know, they really help them to achieve their goals. And also we've got to look at the oxen. The oxen's strict tempo. The oxen's, you know, very, very moral compass, in the sense of, yes, they love loyalty. They're a tough cookie as well. So it's a very, when you see these two together, it's a strong bond. It very much is. They're powerful union. Plus, when the curtains are closed, the doors are shut, sexuality really does reign through very strong here and keeps them very interested in each other. Plus, they'll never be without, because they're both prepared to graft. They're both prepared to put those extra yards in for their family. Absolutely. And again, parenthood for the pair of them, absolutely brilliant parents. So, let's look at the Scorpio ox, the Capricorn ox, the Taurus ox, and the Cancerian ox. Very, very, very strong, especially, as I say, with the extended families. They will have plenty of family parties or get-togethers, and nobody will, you know, want to be apart from them. Everyone will want to keep in touch with them, so that's excellent. And the children always know who their great aunts are. They know so much about their history, and that's important to children. They love to have that heritage. They love to have that sort of family tree where they go, oh right, that's what I was having going on there. You know, mess for a kid doesn't help, and these two keep it very uncomplicated and straightforward. If we look at the ones to avoid, obviously I spoke about for the rooster is the rabbit. The rabbit, although very tender, can be a little bit spiteful, and we'll look at the rooster and think, they're nitpicking here. Then they get spiteful in the arguments. Then we get the differences of how they're driven. The rabbit's quite driven by money, the rooster isn't. The rabbit's quite driven by what the possessions they have, the rooster isn't. So all these things come to the fore. Even if they might get off to a fantastic month or first couple of weeks, they come to the fore very gradually, and then they find out, wow, how different we are. And sometimes you have to say, it's too different. It's too different. Let's not bang our heads against the wall. This is just one we're not going to overcome, because they are so, you know, opposite. That, you know, the rooster's tough, the rabbit is tender, they shut down. The rooster will be off helping, the rabbit will be thinking, hey, you know, you're needed here. I just want all of your time. Then they get clingy, then the rooster wants to disappear. Okay, so let's avoid that. Health-wise, well, we know the Virgo rooster, because they're so busy, because they're here, there and everywhere, they do have to be quite careful that they get enough sleep, and that their diet's decent, because sometimes they do forget to eat, but sometimes they do forget to get the right amount of hours in. So it's basically just nourishment, proper nourishment, decent sleep, right, and you're going to have a long, healthy life. It's a very strong combination. Well, thank you for joining me on this episode, and please tune in for the next one. Thank you.